Okay,
I
how
have
about this?
yeah.
Will the 49ers as a team have a bounce back season? We know that their schedule on paper is easier, but that's based off last year's records. And we know that teams go from worst to first all the time and like every year in the NFL. So we don't really know how hard their schedule is going to be. We can see their team on paper. They had some bad luck last year. What do you think? Will they have a bounce back season?
Well, they're not gonna go 6-11. I'd be shocked on that one. So I don't think, as far as that is concerned, are they gonna bounce back and be better than they were last year? Yeah. Yeah, they're not gonna be 6-11. They have the easiest schedule on paper in the NFL. There's some games on here, though, that I think are harder, than people, are expecting. Like, Cleveland, November 30th in Cleveland. That's a loss to me right now. That's a loss to me right now. Like, Brock's gotta get over that playing in bad weather, reputation, and now he's gonna have a good opportunity, and that'll be the last game before the bye week. They'll have played what is how many games is that? 13 games? That'll be the 13th
Damn.
game. It'll be in Cleveland,
Oof.
probably in bad weather. I think that's a loss. Uh, then the
People
other
don't
one, I think
people
that
forget that the Niners lost in Cleveland in 2023 when they had that great team. I mean, that team lost to the Browns. PJ Walker.
yeah, to PJ Walker, dude.
Uh-huh.
So, schedule looks easy, but also don't be surprised if by December 28th, the Chicago Bears are a really good team. They invested heavily into their trenches. They got Ben Johnson as their offensive coordinator. I would not be shocked if the Bears game is a loss for the 49ers either.
Yeah. I just feel like I mean, do I think they're gonna have a bounce back season? Like, I don't even think they think they're gonna have a bounce back season deep down. When John Lynch said that thing about taking lumps, that was such a red flag to me. Because what he's saying essentially is, look, like I can't predict the future. No one knows what's gonna happen, but don't be surprised if we drop a few games early on that we should win because we're going to be starting a bunch of rookies and it's going to be like them learning on the job, trial by fire, all that stuff. And hopefully the mistakes that they experience early in the season leads to an accelerated development and an upward trajectory the second half. That sort of
Yeah.
sounded like what he was preparing himself and us for, which sounds like a team that could start 3-6, 3-7, who knows? And then finish strong. Like that's sort of what the Rams did a couple of years ago. Maybe it won't
Yeah.
work out that way, but if you're
I mean,
preparing to start 5 rookies on defense, then you're kind of preparing for some stuff to go sideways early in the season. Get started at factormeals.com/cone50off and use code cone50off to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first box.
yeah, I mean, week 1 against Seattle should be tough. The head coach there is he had the 49ers number when he was the head or the defense coordinator for the Ravens, and what they went 1-1 last year with Seattle,
That's a big
correct?
reason they hired Mike McDonald. What he showed he could
Right.
do against the Shanahan tree.
Yeah, I mean, the 49ers Brock threw 4 interceptions against them when he was
Yeah.
on the Ravens. And then, the Texans, October 26th, like, that's a really good team. I expect them to bounce back, and have a better year than they did last year, even though they made the playoffs second time in a row. I think the Texans are gonna be a better team this coming season than they were last year. So there are a lot of games. The Giants, they're not gonna be good. They're probably gonna be better than they were last year. I mean, best expectations, they lost 2 to the Rams. Hopefully, they go 1-1 against them. Hopefully, they go 2-0 against them, but they're gonna be better. The Cardinals are slowly getting better every single year. So, on paper, it looks like it's a lot easier for the 49ers, but every year is a different beast, and 49ers have a ton of rookies and a ton of unknown, uh, coming into this season.
What's interesting is like on paper last year, if you look at certain stats, the Niners were a great team last year. They had the 4th ranked offense in terms of yards. They had the 8th ranked defense in terms of yards. They gained 6.2 yards per play. They gave up 5.2 yards per play. Generally, teams that are like +1 in that ratio are really good. I think they had the 9th highest graded roster in Pro Football Focus. So like there's a lot of reasons to feel optimistic about this team. It's just that they lost all but one close game. And you'd say like, well, maybe that's just fluky. Maybe that's going to even out this year. Maybe. In which case, they'll probably have a bounce back season. But it seemed like also they lost a close game in the Super Bowl and they kept like repeating history, almost like post traumatic stress or something. Like, oh my God, here we are again in a close game in the fourth quarter. What do we do? Oh, it's Kyle calling plays. Oh, it's Brock at quarterback. Oh, I already know
Yeah.
what's going to. Oh, Nick Bosa's it. Okay. I know what's going to happen. It's still us.
It's a very hard to predict season, which also makes it exciting. I mean, just like, they could not be as good as, a lot of people think they are, or they could come out of nowhere and just be ballers. They could have nailed this draft, and this new defensive line that they drafted is gonna be amazing. Like, the loss of Debo is actually gonna be a blessing in disguise. Christian McCaffrey comes back fully and is healthy this year. Like, we never know, man, and it would be really exciting if this is actually the year where the 49ers went all the way and won the thing. I'm not saying that that's what's gonna happen, but it'd be great because it would be out of nowhere, essentially.
I got a question for you.
Mhm.
I think it's clear like the media believes in the Niners. The media believes in Kyle Shanahan. The media believes in Brock. The media believes in their core and Saleh and feels like last year essentially was an aberration. They're going to bounce back. Do you think that the Niners peers feel that way privately? The Cardinals, the Rams, the Seahawks, the teams on their schedule, the other NFL teams. You think that teams are scared of the 49ers the way they were 2 years ago?
I would say no, not the way they felt 2 years ago, but I do think they respect them. Scared maybe isn't the right word, but I think they respect the 49ers, and I
They
think
used to be scared of the Niners.
they used to be. Yeah, I don't think you can be scared of a team with this much changeover, coming off a 6-11 seed, but I don't think they're taking them light by any means. I think they fully expect the 49ers to improve upon last year. I don't think NFL teams think the Niners are gonna be 6-11 again this year.